Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, welcome to my over the shoulder of my template, Ableton template and videosync template. And what you see here is the final result. It is in the corners, it's me, hello, and then you can see this frame. The whole thing is set up like a picture in a museum or something like that. And you have here at the side, at the frame, you have my piano roll, and it's like frame for this picture. The whole thing is called tabula, and in the middle you have the picture itself, and this is actually a camera on a piece of paper. You can see here that I could draw on it. For example, I could just draw some few more lines here, and the whole thing is wired to the audio you are listening in the background, and the beat and the melody, the MIDI information change the color input. The image I take is not colored at all, it's black and white, and I take two image instances and I blend them together, and so I can animate the color separate, and so this nice effect appears. Yeah, so maybe we have a look how I set it up and change to the Ableton view, and maybe I also make the music a little bit more silent. So okay, so as you see here, from the left to the right, you have here a column with my sound. Here you have a column, I just make it as a finder up again so you can see the columns. This is a column with sound, this is the drum rack, the effects rack, and I explain soon. In this drum rack I put the whole scene together, you see here. This is the iPhone, this is my phone here, so I can move this, and here you see the shadow from the lamp. It's also an interesting effect, I would say. Just let's have a look how this looks in a big picture. Oh, this is funny. So this is my hand moving the iPhone, and because it's getting dark, I have a lamp here on top, and the shadow on the picture makes this nice effect here. Really looks cool. Okay, so yeah, here I am again. This is a column with the iPhone, so I will explain this to you now. And I have one column painting in. So at the beginning I have an external in, a plugin from videosync, and I integrated with Siphon, so I get the picture from the iPhone and it's connected here. The source is the air server. It's a tool I use to grab the picture from the iPhone. And here I have some transform to make the image. I can just change it. For example, you see it here. It's getting smaller or bigger. So it was 113. And then I have a color mixer on top. Actually, I put this one, I don't use it right now, so I turn it off. And I have a brightness control because now it's a little bit dark, so I can make it a little bit brighter. But this is individual configuration. And here in this column background, you see the background image, and here again I have a external in. I just open the effects here so we can see the instruments, and here's the external in, and it is set to the track painting we just saw. And so we have the image here, and I put a color control on it. A brightness I don't use here, so I delete it. And on front I have an expression control, and I just use this incremental stepper for each MIDI node coming in. I make an increment with the amount of 21, and so the color steps every trigger 21 steps, and so this change, and it changes. And the same is true for the foreground. I also have an external in here from the painting in, a color control, an expression with a slightly different amount, so it's not completely in sync. I could also turn it a little bit down. We just have a look how this looks. Yeah, so we see that the foreground is triggered more than the background. It changes more often, and I will leave it like that. And here I have the brightness still on, and I leave that too. Okay, so we have this column iPhone. You see, I grab this picture here, and I combine those layers into this effect. And as you can see, the group iPhone just sends only the information, so it doesn't put out directly to main. I will grab this information here in the drum rack, and I show you to you later. Just let me have a look here. It's the external in. Yeah, this is the piano roll. You can see it from my source here. It's my external webcam, and when I turn it off, you see that the frame switches off. And the same is true when I turn off the piano roll. Sorry, the iPhone. Just maybe I... Why is it working? This is interesting. Maybe I need to... Oh, I don't understand it right now here. Why? Yeah, okay, here we can see that the foreground is, when I turn it off, that it's getting dark, so it's maybe because of the blend mode that the image still appears. So you can see it's a big image in the middle, which is set by the column iPhone. And yeah, last but not least, let's have a look here at column drum rack. Just delete the number, and you see here the drum rack and there's only one single place taken called frame, and you see here a long chain. So you have one chain, and in this chain there are another three chains, and in these chains, sorry, we have again another chain. So it's really going into depth here, and yeah, I maybe begin here with the first step. Why do I do it this way? It is because I tried to find a solution to combine this whole scene in one place and to control it. And I can control it here. I could, for example, turn off the volume. It would be one possibility. And you can also control it with the envelope. Yeah, just let me show it here. If we go here inside and yeah, just have a look. Drum rack here. It should be this one. And oh, it's a complete drum rack. I need to have a look here. It's frame, drum rack frame. It should be drum rack frame. And let's have a look. Drum rack frame. It's maybe the mixer here, isn't it? Volume. Volume would be a possibility to control it. So this was my intention when I made it, that I control it with the volume. And if you make it like this and just play, oh, this is not, just give me a second, stop it again, was it wrong? So, and now, yeah, you see that the whole frame blends in and out. And this was my first idea, to control this drum rack by yeah, grabbing this volume here and blend it in and out. But as you can see, I'm at the wrong place. So I delete this automation and we just go this way. Show automation, set the volume, and as you can see now, it blends in and blends out again, the whole thing. Yeah. And yeah, this is one possibility to control it. Just delete this, and yeah, we can also turn on and off the whole thing to mute it. And this is another possibility. If we just mute it, we of course don't have opacity over time, but it's, yeah, suitable for some situations, I would say. And so I delete it again. Okay, back to the frame. So that was a reason why I set up this whole thing in one chain. I can, yeah, blend in the complete scene with one value, and I do not have to care about what's going on here because it's just working. Another cool thing is that you can copy this from one drum rack to another, or yeah, you can, for example, if you have another template and you want to have this scene, you just can drop it in and you have the whole thing, and that's quite nice. So for me, I can organize my sources and places very granular with it. Inside this chain, I have these 3 chains here, and the first one is the external in of my iPhone. So this is the main scene in the middle, and I cropped it a little bit and some brightness correction again, and I always set it here to alpha because I don't want to have some strange blend effects. Then the frame here is meant to be everything here, the borders, and I divided it in the corner fields and the frame lines. So let's start with the frame lines. I just blend them in and out here. So we have here border right, border left, and top, and the bottom one. And when I go inside, you can see that I again have an external in, and I grab the piano roll here. You see it in the 4th column. And then I start to transform it. I rotate it and scale it a little bit. I crop it. Also, I crop it twice and transform it twice. So this crop is for the mirror effect. So you can set it here to mirror and the feather to 1. So you have these this effect here that the image continues, and as you see here, the lightning at the moment it's not so cool, but I can play the piano and it's looking funny and weird. And so again, just let me have a look here. It's this crop is just the size of the field. This crop is to repeat it, and then again a transform to rotate and put it in place. So and this I do for every line here at the side. It's pretty much the same, but of course the transform and crop is a little bit different. And by the way, I would like to show you something. Is it possible that I at the moment show... Oh, I'm so sorry, it's so stupid. So I maybe need to show again these fields here. So you see here the chain with the 4 lines, and the external ins, the transform here, and the crops here, and and you see here it's meant to be. I can blend it, turn it in and off, and if I turn it off, it just don't show anything. If I turn off this, you can see that it's not cropped, and so the overlay it overlays over the whole image. And here's a transform. Okay, so this was, I don't know if I had when I explained the external in, if I showed the whole image. So maybe I just show it again too. So this is again external in with the iPhone, a crop here, and then the brightness and the property to alpha. And here in frames I have these corner fields, Those fields are, as you can see, I turn it on and off. The corners with my head. When I turn it, yeah, it looks also weird. And again, top left, bottom right, top right, and also here external in. It's my webcam from the MacBook. I'm working on a MacBook, and it's my MacBook camera facing me in front, and I also transformed it, cropped it, and yeah, made some color correctings here, and finally I put on a pixelate effect and also set blend mode to alpha. And the last step here in the drum rack is this PNG, frame PNG. It's on top here. And this is just to give the whole thing a kind of picture frame-like style, like it would be in a museum. And so you see this is the whole setup with the drum rack here, with one field frame, and this is exactly here in the frame PNG. I forgot to mention one thing of this video sync simpler is that it behaves like a normal simpler, a sound simpler. You need to trigger a note to display something, and I don't want to always control that I really trigger a note here and that this clip is playing. And for example, when I am in a setup with different scenes here, and I trigger, for example, here this empty scene, then you can hear the music now stops, but the image still stays, because I do not need to trigger a note, because I set a step sequencer here to one note, and it just plays this note all the time, and so the frame is displayed. So I don't need to go here inside and trigger this note and be aware that I really have this note triggered. The downside, of course, could be that I cannot control via note, but in this case I want it, and I want to control it with these alpha or volume blend. And so I can map this to for example, here I could map it to my to a knob on my Akai Mini, and then it should work, but it does not. Just again, need to check why. This is okay. It wasn't. It did not. Maybe it's a range. Drum rack. No, it should be fine. It's from. It somehow reacts, but it reacts strange. Maybe I just try another one. Yeah, this one is working. Maybe it's broken. but you can see now you cannot see because I have not a camera there, but I'm turning a knob, and this knob blends in this whole scene, and this is how I want to have the control here, not with a node. Okay, and so what else can I tell about this little setup here? So this is when I start again, I just have here 2 instruments, a drum rack and a bell to give some atmosphere. It's not really about music at the moment, and maybe I switch to the big view again. I showed you half of the video, and so we can start to have some fun here. Just let me turn off. And so I have this bell on auto and also on armed, and I can play back this track here, and at the same time I can play something. I can also start to maybe draw a little bit and I'm drawing here, sketching it. It's not really drawing, it's just making some marks. But it's, no, I don't know how it's called in English. It's the black, it's not chalk, it's at the moment I don't know, but it's just black. You know, when you burn a piece of wood and then you draw with it, can draw with it, and this is what I'm using here on a piece of paper, and you can just draw some difference. I always do kind of abstraction, or sometimes I draw animals. This one here is more abstract. Wow, I like that. So you really can create some interesting lines and things, and yeah, just play around. Actually, the setup here is not really perfect for drawing right now, because I have it under a small table, and yeah, but it's no problem. And I also have made this same setup with a with chalk. So I painted with water and chalk on it, and I think I will try it next time. And it also looks quite cool. It was more like paint strokes, and this is more drawing concrete lines and afterwards try to find some new detail. I can also zoom in, for example, and yeah, position it on a new place. Oh. I would like to show you one last thing. I really used it quite often in my performances, and this is I have this plugin Dubler, and what it does is that it takes my voice and turn it into MIDI signals. And when I, for example, now change the input here on the background, which at the moment takes here the routing from the drum rack, and in the foreground from the bell glass instrument, when I just take it and turn it to the doubler, then I can take my voice to change the color, and I like this effect very much. And so You also, what now I make again a little bit reverb on my voice, so it maybe sounds a little bit better. And I also try to find a pad and some pad I can also connect to. Just let me. No, we take this one, and okay, I throwed out the drums. I don't want that. I just return it. There is it back, and throw in the new instrument, and now drag and drop it behind the drum rack, and put also the input to Dubler. So hello, hello, hello. Okay. Now my voice is very loud yeah, this is some kind of effect I like to use a lot. Just let me play around a little bit with these tone settings here. And I switch back. I hope you hear my voice still okay. I switch back to the big view, so here we go. And then you see and what's nice is that that I can now speak and control with my voice the colors of the painting, and at the same time I can try to paint to continue this abstract picture here. And yeah, it's just I'll zoom out again. Yeah, and I can destroy it. And then start again. Following those lines left over, it's really without any intention, and as you see, I do not have any plan here, and so I just start. But for example, now what happens? I paint a nightly scene here with some trees, and you see the moon, and I can now put some stars here. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'll start animating by turning my phone. Yeah, and if you find this interesting, you can check out my other videos on Twitch and YouTube, and I mix up a lot of drawings and digital stuff and eye candy, and I make performances with electro sound. I don't exactly know what style it is, but it's, I would say, some maybe ambient sound, or I don't actually, I'm not good in it to specify what kind of electronic music it is, but I mix it up with visuals. I use videosync. I use a software called Volta, not in this video, but I also made another video with my first performance here on Twitch, video where I'm trying to explain the use of Ableton, videosync and Volta, which is a 3D environment to display images. And but as you can see, I really love this kind of visual here. And the colors, it's really, I could look at this all the time. And so I hope you find it a little bit useful and interesting, and if not, maybe you liked some of the visuals. And follow me here on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. If you like the channel, I would be very happy. See you, and thank you very much. Goodbye.